do you want me to?
Paldies, ka jūs atnācat. Es pazaudēju balsts, tas nekas. Šodien ir tikai izmēģinājums. Lienīt mums operators baktē komentus, ja tur kaut kas nāk, saki mums, un mēs dokosim. We've got Zara with us.
Hi there, yeah, my name is Zara and I work as a police community support officer based at Spalding Police Station. I mainly cover Spalding Estates area, but I also cover Spalding Town Centre area when needed, or the rural areas. Been a PCSO for nearly 10 years, really enjoy my job, and I had a word with Lima a few weeks ago, and we both came together with the idea of setting up of what you decided to call it a police class. Basically to meet on a regular basis, normally once a month, and to discuss issues concerning the police. The first question I want to ask you guys, do we all speak and understand English?
We do understand, and if we won't, we're going to translate to each other.
Unfortunately, I don't speak Latvian. I speak Russian and Polish and Bulgarian, which is my native language, but unfortunately not Latvian. But I'm here basically, to be, approachable for you guys. If you have any questions, any concerns which are police related, you're more than welcome to, to ask me after, we finish with our hate crime talk, which is not going to be, a long one, long-winded. I'll try to be as short as possible, and I'll give you some leaflets and some information, if you want to take away with you after.
Yeah, I'm going to leave it in office.
What me and Lima discussed was, it's up to you guys to, if you decide, or you bring along friends, family, if you decide there is a certain subject, topic you want to talk about, you can let me know in advance, and I'll get prepared for the next meeting and talk you through about it. Anything which is police related, any information. Obviously you've got the right person to advise you on the legal side.
You've got the idea for the next time already for the children's services.
Yeah, I do have a lady, good friend of mine, she's Lithuanian, but she also speaks Russian, and of course she speaks very good English. She works as a social worker with children's services, and she's the best person who I can bring along to our meeting to talk about it, because she deals with that all the time. But unfortunately on the next planned meeting, which is on the 12th, she's going to be away. So I was thinking if we decide to do a different one and do the children's services in October time, she'll come along, and obviously she's the person from that authority.
This subject is kind of very, very painful. It's very painful, and I suspect that this subject is going to be constantly repeated. People probably for the next time, actually I've got in line already one Lithuanian girl who works as a translator herself. In a very iffy situation. It's really, really scary actually, but that's going to be discussed the next time. And
I'm sure people have a lot of questions, especially if they're not originally from this country, related to how they should, bring up their children, and any issues, which are related to the kids and issues involving social services. The best thing to do is, to bring a person from social services to talk you through, just to pass the right information. Really, we can only enforce legislation which is already in place. Okay, so I'm not a professional, in that area. I can only answer questions which are related to the police. Okay. So do we all know what hate crime is? This is our first discussion we're going to have.
Mēs vispār zinām, ka mēs iesākām runāt par to, kas ir noziegums. Like Nauris told me, he had at work, they kind of laughing. It's a joke still, But sometimes these jokes can become kind of
Quite
inappropriate.
Or inappropriate.
Yeah. But still, when we can see that as a joke, when we act as a, well, I can laugh with you about your joke. It's okay. It's kind of, you can get out of the situation, but still, it's not appropriate.
No. What on that particular situation? What has it been said, or you prefer not to comment, or?
Pastāst latviski.
Kāds darbā ar to situāciju?
Jā.
Mēs darbā ierodamies un mums tādā ziņā it kā nav problēma pat ar menedžeru vai priekšnieku, ka mēs varam pajokot, kurš ir imigrants, kurš nav, ja, neģeris vai baltais. Nav tādā ziņā nav problēma, un viņš var ienākt cehā, viņš mums var vienalga kā uzjautrināt, pajokoties, un mēs varam pajokot pretī, neviens uz nevienu neapvainojās. Tieši pēc referenduma Anglijā, kad Anglija izstājas it kā no Eiropas Savienības, ja, un tagad sāk dalīt, tu esi imigrants vai tu neesi imigrants, ja, tu esi iedzīvotājs vai vēl kaut kas, ja. Un tad mums tā viņš ir aizgājis tieši pēc tā referenduma, ka mēs tagad ieejam iekšā, jau imigrants, ja. Un nav problēma.
Basically, they don't see in the workplace, they don't see that as a problem, because everybody is joking about the situation, but exactly after the referendum results came the joke. It's kind of like a private joke between all of them.
Yeah.
That you immigrant or whatever, but none of them take it seriously when everybody is just playing along. But still, it's a subject to talk about.
Oh, definitely.
That's not problem joking with that's boss, yeah, or manager. That's coming in a factory and said, oh, immigrants, what are you doing now?
You've got your rights to say, you know, if obviously you don't like them jokes, and even if you're close, you know, with your colleagues, to challenge this and to tell them to stop. And to tell them, you know, look, I don't feel comfortable with your jokes, although we're close friends, colleagues. Can you stop? You can challenge this.
Yeah, that's
kādreiz tā ir pa daudz liekas, ja liekas, ka tad, nu jau, enough it's enough.
We're not joking too much. That is every day, but not all time. Yeah, that's maybe in the morning or lunchtime when we go in tea break. Yeah, that's not all time, but it's every day. Yeah, but that is funny because. In this factory where I'm working, we all it's European guys, yeah. That's only in our office, yeah, sit English people, yeah. It's boss and manager, yeah, and that's it.
Whereabouts do you work? If you don't mind me asking.
That's in Born.
In Born.
Blue Sky Plastic.
Right. Okay. That's it. Yeah. So you kind of you're joking about it, and you know it's a joke.
Yeah. And that's
do you feel comfortable with them jokes?
No, that's alright. When we coming, we see immigrants, bye. No problem. That's funny and.
But he says that he doesn't feel offended, but then again, just nice to know that there is. Border.
In this situation, obviously, there's not, you know, a nasty comment or joke being made. It's all like, you know, friendly, you know, joke between colleagues. If you just ask them, you know, as a person, you know, and ask them to stop and tell them, you know, I don't feel comfortable with these jokes.
Man sakot, ja kādreiz liekas, ka ir līdz šlipstai.
Yeah.
Ka tu vienkārši var pateikt,
vienkārši
forši, var jau pasmēties viņš, bet ko Zāņi saka, ka tu vari jebkurā brīdī pateikt, nu jau būs labi.
Tas nav tik daudz, lai apvainotos un lai teiktu kaut ko tādu. Un tas nav tā, ka tas būtu...
Tas joks tik un tā ir labāka polis.
Jā, protams, un vēl tas nav tā, ka būtu tieši uz kādu cilvēku tēmēts, vai visu laiku, piemēram, teiktu visi kādam vienam, vai vēl kaut ko. Tas ir uz visiem. Un tur nav par ko apvainoties, ja mēs viens otram kaut ko varam pateikt, varam to atļauties, un neviens par to neapvainojās.
It's not like a targeting just a specific group or, well, then again you said you are the only factory with friends.
People just tell him, I don't feel comfortable with your jokes, can you stop, fizzing up, or, In this
But that's when
situation,
you feel like
yeah.
it's enough.
Yeah. You think it's enough?
Sometimes when you actually do that, you can actually turn against yourself some situation. Have you seen it?
Yeah. Hate crime in general, it's basically when people I'll try to, explain it as simple as possible so people can understand, Basically it's discriminating against people because of their nationality, their origin, their background, their sexual orientation, their age, disability. It could be anything really, anything which makes you different to the rest of the people. Yeah, but if people are discriminated because of their nationality or background, that's certainly, classed as a hate crime.
Do you think, let's say, manager is Polish and the worker is a Latvian guy, and the manager is actually targeting him when he feels bullied, would that be seen as a hate crime?
It depends. It depends on every single situation, and I can't just talk in general,
Yeah.
It depends what's been said, what's been mentioned, what's been done. Every situation is different, because sometimes people feel discriminated and it's purely work related.
Yeah.
But because they from a different country, they think the reason for it is because their origin, but that's not the case. It's a pure work issue, if you like. Or I'll give you an example. Obviously, we all know about the drinking ban in town. We normally try to stop people drinking alcohol in public, and often, it happened to me as well. If I take alcohol, an open can of lager or open bottle of whiskey from a foreign national, and they kind of say, no, you're only doing it because I'm foreign, and that's not the reason. We treat everyone the same. If it's an English person drinking or foreign national, if they're causing antisocial behaviour, they're disturbing other people, they're like causing a lot of alarm, nuisance or distress to other people in the community, then we treat everyone the same, and that's not the reason, but that's their personal perception. What I'm trying to say is there's not always hate crime in place or being committed. It sometimes depends on the people's perception, They think, or they just, kind of guess it's because of, my skin colour, because I had this before as well, from a gentleman, black guy, and it was nothing to do with his, skin colour or origin or value. It's because of what people are doing, and we're trying to be fair and treat everyone the same. So, the example you gave, Polish supervisor or Latvian, worker, every single situation is different, and we've got to look at it, on a particular situation. So
harassment or bullying would go along with the hate crime?
Yeah, basically, harassment and bullying, because of, those elements I've already told you: disability, gender, race, skin colour, nationality, ethnicity, religious beliefs as well, very important, sexual orientation, and bullying and harassment comes under the acts which may cause all people commit, hate crime. So in this book,
how about on social media? How about when...
Yeah, that's it, the writing. It could be graffiti, graffiti, somebody writing on your wall, saying you are, I'm just giving an example, Latvian, and then, some sort of abuse after that.
Where you come from.
Yeah, and it could be, there was an example here as well, it's notes, somebody leaving you a note on your desk, somebody sending you an email or text message, that's all comes, under...
No, it's the comments in social media as well.
Social media as well, yeah.
This is so often.
Something being put on Facebook, but it needs to be directed at a certain, person. Yeah. Or a certain group of people, it can be like, it depends, it's difficult to, obviously talk like, in general, but basically if somebody makes a complaint and of being racially abused and a police officer picks the job, they will look at those elements where there is, name calling, verbal abuse because of, their origin, disability, religious beliefs, sexual orientation, everything, we've already, mentioned. And then, they're looking for, name calling, verbal abuse, graffiti, writing, like we've said, damage to property, grab your property and damage it if they don't like you because you're Latvian, for example.
Yeah.
Physical attacks or violence, it could get a lot worse. Threats or intimidation. I'm making threats to you. I'm doing everything to intimidate you because I don't like you for the reasons I've already quoted. Bullying and harassment.
Yeah.
Is also setting
But this
fire.
bullying and harassment at this point is. I've told you we created this group, Hate is Crime in Latvian. And I was thinking maybe to do in Russian and all the other languages, just for people to know what to do, where to go for help. So we collected everything, what to do.
Yeah.
But I found it myself in really difficult situation that I was so badly bullied myself that I even considered to close the group down. So I had to delete all the interviews that I was given to the Latvian TV and just to make sure that basically what our people saw the situation as I'm staring it. I'm making it worse just because of
that's again people's perception, how people, are.
But it's unbelievable that so many, so large a percent of people thought, oh come on, don't go there.
Well, probably
don't
some people they think you won't gonna resolve the issue that way. Yeah. People are open to give their opinion as long as they're not abusing or offending other people. Yeah. So at the end you had to close this.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you did?
I stood by. Yeah. No, I'm gonna carry on. This is why we are here.
I've got a few leaflets. I'll give you quite a lot. I'll start with this one, which is in quite a few languages. Unfortunately, I don't understand why there's no Latvian. Normally, we always have Latvian language. Do you speak Russian or? Yeah. Okay, brilliant. It's got in Russian. It explains how to. Basically, it's like a campaign called Stop Hate Crime UK. And it explains as simple as possible what is hate crime and how you can report it. 45 languages, that's the leaflet. Unfortunately, no Latvian, but I'm sure the majority of them, you speak Russian. That's the Russian page. And it tells you what to do. If it's an urgent, like you need police assistance there and then, you have to, that's for any crime, not just hate crime, for anything. You need like urgent assistance, then you call 999, okay? If it's something you can obviously report a bit later on, you call 101. The reason being is because urgent incidents, when we get like somebody reporting an urgent incident to the police, all the phone calls, they go to headquarters, which is in Lincoln, our main building. All the call takers, people who answer the phone when you call the police, they're there. They record your complaint, and then this complaint, if it's an urgent, they have to grade it urgent, priority, or routine. Urgent incident needs to be allocated to a police officer. Basically, from Lincoln, they allocate incidents to officers across the whole of Lincolnshire. Boston, Spalding, it depends on where the location is, where this crime is occurring. And then an officer on the radio picks it up and the job gets allocated. If an officer is at the station, we can look on the computer because it's everything recorded under a certain number. Say, your call is number 460 for today. So it's going to be incident number 460 of today's date. Yeah. And tomorrow they're going to start from number 1 again and build it up. And if it's an urgent incident, an officer picks it up straight away, and then obviously goes out on blue lights. If it's a priority, it needs to be attended within an hour. That's our policy. And then a routine incident is whenever we get time to attend after dealing with all the urgents and priorities. That's how it works.
I think they wanted translating.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Jā, ko mēs varam pateikt tiem, kur nesaprata tagad? Kad 999 tas visiem zināms, zvans, kad es steidzam, viens ir 101.
101 is only words, yeah. It's all explained in here. I'll give you one of everything.
Jā, mēs noteikti noskanēsim.
Пожалуйста, здесь по-русски написано.
Mēs noskanēsim un publicēsim šos materiālus tā, lai tie visi, kas skatījās.
It's one for the camera lady.
Tie visi, kas
Thank you.
skatījās.
I'll leave it else for you.
Lai var paši izlasīt pēc tam visu, ko mēs tagad izbrieduši. Protams, mums teātris nav iestudēts, tā kā mēs...
In this leaflet, basically it's everything what I said to you. Why is it important? I just want to mention that. Obviously you'll get one of them. But it says, if you tell us what is happening, different agencies, which means not just the police, say local council or social services, charities, housing providers, they can take action against the offender and support victims and witnesses when it comes to hate crime. Or, not just hate crime, based on, the crime. For example, agencies, and we're classed as agency as well, we're able to investigate and collect evidence, provide home security for victims. Say, for example, a gentleman who lives on his own is a victim of hate crime. We can support him with providing CCTV, for him, or putting a security alarm, if you like, at his property. It depends on the situation.
Yeah.
Take photographs of evidence, that's just generally what agency does. Enforce the tenancy of perpetrators, basically the offenders. If they're breaching their tenancy, they can be actually evicted from their place. Okay. That's the number for, especially, reporting hate crime, 0800 numbers, which is a 24-hour helpline. And I'm sure on this number if you don't want to provide your details by reporting hate crime, you don't need to. If you don't want to tell the police as well, because they're a different agency, but we work in a partnership, you can, and you want extra support, you can call this number to stop hate crime occurring. So basically, you've got a choice to report it to the police, or if you're not sure about it and if you're scared, then you can ring this number and report it as being, anonymous.
Yeah, the only thing when I did the translation for this,
yeah.
They say that if you choose to do that anonymous, you couldn't get enough help really, because police can't.
Yeah, we can't investigate it.
Yeah. Can't help you.
But you may want to report it on behalf of somebody else.
Yeah. Oh, that's idea.
As well. And we can't
notiek, un pieņemsim, tev negribās teikt policijai, kad ar viņu kaut kas notiek. Bet, ja kaut kādam no draugiem notiekas, kāds cits var noreportēt, tam cilvēkam nav obligāti jāparāda bildē. Ko es mēģināju pateikt ar to, kad es tulkoju šo, lai uzlikt uz website, uz Facebook page, uz to lapu, naids ir noziegums. Tur saka skaidri, ka ja tu nedos savus kontaktu detaļas, tad mums būs ļoti grūti izmeklēt un palīdzēt. Respektīvi, ja tu pats negribi to, tu varbūt var sameklēt kādu citu, kas tavā vietā to izdarīs. Lai to caur kādu citu, kurš ir uz mieru, kontaktēties ar policiju, lai varētu dabūt vajadzīgo informāciju. Man pašai prātā tas uzlienās, jā.
On this leaflet it says obviously again, you know, they're promoting, you know, people, encouraging people to report hate crime, and it says why you should report hate crime, and it's given a couple of examples. The first one is a black security guard was racially abused after stopping a man from entering a shop, and the man was convicted and received 12 hours reparation order basically for what he's done. And the other example is 2 Iraqi men were racially assaulted in a violent attack. One of the suspects was sentenced to 7 years and the other one's 3.5 years in prison. So it's quite serious. I must admit, you know, I'm quite open about it. I've been racially abused, obviously, because of my origin in uniform, and the person, obviously the offender, received 4 months imprisonment for it. So he was obviously, you know, arrested, and officers dealt with him appropriately, and he received a prison sentence. And he realised, you know, when we met in court to obviously, you know, for the trial, you know, he pleaded guilty, and before we went in, he did apologise to me for what was said, you know, at the time. So it happens all the time, and even me working for the police, you know, to hate crime to a degree, you know. Again, you know, it's because of the people's perception, how people, you know, see you, you know, how people are accepting you.
Have we got some sort of statistics?
Yeah.
Recently.
To be honest with you, yeah, I've got this report here, which is UK government plan how to tackle hate crime, and it's more like,
yeah,
you know,
it just recently came out, yeah.
Yeah, and from the Home Office, and I've looked at it today. Obviously, I'm not going to read everything because it's far too much. But there is a paragraph here saying, according to the Independent Crime Survey for England and Wales, there were an estimated 222,000 hate crimes on average each year from 2012 to 2013 and 2014 to 2015. This represents a decrease of 56,000 since the previous period covered by the survey. However, despite an increase in the number of hate crimes recorded by the police from 44,471 in 2013-2014 to 52,528 in the following year, 2014-15, the difference between police figures and crime surveys shows hate crimes continue to be significantly underreported.
Yeah.
Basically, people do not report it all the time, but it is happening. Yeah. And
Yeah, this is what I found myself
Yeah.
when our clients called us.
yeah.
Only one of, to this day, only one of the
What I
crimes
wanted
actually
to say
being
is,
reported.
a lot of people from Eastern Europe in particular, they feel like not scared but not comfortable calling the police because of the language barrier. They say, oh,
Yeah.
I don't speak
Also,
English,
well,
my
isn't
English
it?
is not good enough, I can't go to the police, I can't report it. We have a language line for it, which is, we've got like translators, you know, on the phone 24/7. And if we need an interpreter to come, you know, and assist us, say for instance to take a statement, we can book an appointment. So people should not feel afraid. I know, obviously, you know, having the same background, being from the same part of Europe, I know the mentality and the people's perception about the police, you know, in Eastern Europe. Over here, we're trying to be as fair as possible. We're trying to help people. We're trying to be friends with people. We're not people's enemies, you know, the way some people, I'm not saying all of them, but some people, you know, do accept people, you know, the police is, you know, an enemy or somebody's who's gonna, you know, basically harm you or what have you. No, it's all, you know, and especially, you know, me being a PCSO, you know, my work is mainly around the community, and I'm trying to help the community as much as possible. matter where these people come from, or their gender is, background, religion, skin color, etc., etc. And I'm trying to encourage people to to report crime, because if they don't report it, we're never going to find out.
Exactly. Well, this is where we stuck with when people saying that why you actually bringing up this subject, because there is no need for it. You're going to make matters worse.
Yeah, I know. Between the Eastern European community, people often want to sort it out between themselves without involving the police. But I would always encourage people to ring the police to let us know what is happening, not to get involved and try to get it sorted out themselves because of the potential risk, or harm. So if people agree with me, my advice is to ring 101 or 999 for emergencies and let us know and let us deal rather than putting themselves at risk. And sometimes when we get involved, then obviously the problem stops at an early stage before it escalates. So yeah, we've got some good outcomes.
What I've seen actually myself, I'm really, really pleased. As soon the hate crime started to grow, very rapidly started to go down as well, because the system and the police and society actually is acting so appropriately.
Which is good, yeah.
It's just like unbelievably quick. Everything went down, even though in 2-3 weeks, everything, the percentage went from 60,
which is good,
65 or something. The percent was really sky high. Okay.
Another few leaflets got in Latvia, that's about an assault. If you've been a victim of an assault, what to do. They're telling you what to do. Give you a couple, then I'll leave the rest here. Okay. And I'll give you a card for the police, which small size is it to keep in your purse or wallet. 101 non-emergency number and 999 if you need the police there and then. Okay? Thank you very much. This. Yeah, so
right, about hate crime, we kind of could finish now. Do
we kind of understand now what a hate crime is and how to report
Vai
it?
mums ir skaidrība īstenībā, ko darīt? Ja kāds tev apvaino, aizvaino un tu jūti naidu. Izgaus pret savību. Ko tu vienkārši darītu? Ko tu darītu? Pasūdzētu uz Lienītē, vai ne? Jā.
Lūdzu,
Lienīt atnāk pie laimes. Tev viss paskatītos.
Nē, līdz šim nav bijis tā, ka būtu patiesi par to jāizdomājas, Dievs, tu man tagad kaut ko pateici, vai vēl kaut ko. Protams, ir, kā mums latviešiem ir dažādi principi vispār, kā mēs kaut ko sakam, ja? Tad ir vienkārši arī uz ielas jāsāk domāt vispār, kā tu runā. Lai nav tā, ka tu ejot garām savā starpā runāt, bet tu esi patiesi kāds aizvainojis, vai ne?
Makes it really difficult, the situation as it is already. You have to think what to say. You can't anymore, you can't be like, freedom of speech or something. But no, you really have to think.
You have to, yeah. You have to take that,
That is so difficult now, nowadays.
Yeah, it is.
But at the same time, sometimes, not sometimes, mainly, we always saying we feel sorry for the local people because for them, this is so hard. They really can't think their mind, speak their minds. They assume something that us or some colored guys, they playing the cards.
People should be free to, give their opinion. However, they should be respectful as well. They should respect the others.
Mums tā valoda ir tāda, ka mēs mākam maz izteikties. Citreiz ir jāizdomās vispār, kā varētu to savādāk pateikt, ne? Un tad ir tā, ka tu par to arī nedomājot, vispār
Jā.
par ko kaut ko pateikt, aiziet aiz stūri, ja, kur tev
Yeah,
uzliek daudz.
this is something like cultural differences that our people could say something sharp and didn't think even to offend anybody. Yeah, you can get in trouble just because
Cultural differences, yeah, but we've got to be careful, especially, when you're not living in your own country, and that's for everyone, really, who is going to a different country, not just to UK, any other country.
That's everywhere.
You should,
Exactly, yeah.
have this in mind, to respect and think, your mentality, the way you accept things is different to possibly the local people, and should oblige with, the laws and, customs.
Actually, that's
yeah,
problem
that's
not in this how you're looking, yeah. That's I think that's problem when you start something to do, yeah. On the street, yeah. On the street is rubbish or something else, yeah. Or smoking everywhere, yeah. Smoking, yeah. After that, people start looking, yeah, and talk. That's yeah. Sorry, but maybe that's black people, yeah. Something to do not right, yeah. And after that's starting, that's problem.
We kind of got this situation
People
local-
normally, people do stereotype, every single
Yes.
person does to some extent, because you think, that's because of, this, that and the other, but that's not always the case, and I always challenge people stereotyping, because this person is, say for example, what example can I give you? If, say, a male, Polish male, I'll say Polish, just pick, the nationality, randomly, no offense to any Polish people, is a drinker, one of regular drinkers, for example. Say he's Polish. I'm making this up, that's not true. And he's drinking all the time, and people see this particular person all the time, okay. And there's some people start to think, he's Polish, and the rest puts a wrong name on the rest of the, Polish
all the community, yeah.
And 99.9 probably percent of the Polish community, the nice, family-orientated, hard-working people. So one particular person, supposedly for the whole of the Polish community.
Yeah.
For example, as I said, I'm giving you an example, making this up just to make you understand. And that's how some people, how they see, things, And we all stereotype to some extent. But because he's Polish and he's a drinker, doesn't make the whole of the Polish community, drinkers and, homeless or,
we've got this, I don't remember, where did we get this subject we talked about, but basically, just because 2 or 5 regularly guys on the streets put this bad name on all of us, but all the rest of us are going to work school, shop, work school, no one 100%
yeah, that's what
can't
I said.
see anybody else.
Family orientated
Yeah.
people, and very few spoiling it for the same, for the whole community. It's the same like, with, that's what my colleagues always say, some British people, people who go abroad and, goes in troubles, go and, what they call like binge drinking holidays, what have you. That doesn't, make the whole of the British population, drinkers or bad people. So you get it, which some country